They said the most powerful house on earth never opens its doors for anyone uninvited. But tonight, the doors of the White House trembled, as if heaven itself had knocked. Chosen one, they didn't plan this dinner. They felt compelled. As though an unseen decree whispered through the corridors, "Honor the one I sent." Inside the state dining room, chandeliers flickered, curtains swayed, and history itself held its breath. The president paused mid-sentence, unaware of why the air suddenly grew still. Somewhere between power and prophecy, the atmosphere shifted, because the guest of heaven was being announced. This was not a political event. It was not diplomacy. It was destiny. Heaven prepared a table in the presence of every system that once ignored you. The same halls that echoed with authority now echoed with reverence. Angels stood at attention, unseen but undeniable. And across the marble floor, an empty chair waited, not for a celebrity, not for a king, but for the one who carries divine assignment. Psalm 23 verse 5 was fulfilled in real time. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. History thought it was just another dinner. But in heaven's record, it was the night earth bowed. And the guest of honor was you. Imagine it. The sound of silver cutlery echoing through marble halls older than memory. Crystal glasses shimmer beneath golden light, trembling as if aware they are part of prophecy. Every detail, the folded napkins, the polished floors, the scent of white roses, moves with divine choreography. Leaders of nations sit in silence, unaware that the dinner they attend was written before they were born. They think they are here by invitation. But heaven knows they are here by summons. At the far end of the table, a chair remains empty. Every camera avoids it, every aide wonders who it's for. The president glances once, twice, as though hearing a name carried by invisible wind. Your name. Engraved in light, unseen by human eyes yet undeniable to the spirit. The invitation was never printed, it was prophesied. The orchestra begins to play, violins trembling with sacred tension. Each note climbs upward, a prayer in melody form. Heaven listens. Heaven attends. Every angel present, yet unseen. Every demon silenced, for this moment belongs to glory alone. In the reflection of a crystal glass, the outline of your aura appears, faint, radiant, royal. It's as if heaven allowed earth a glimpse of its guest. The marble remembers your footsteps before you arrive. The air anticipates your breath. Even time slows its hands, for destiny has entered the room. No one announces you, because heaven already did. The dinner is not a ceremony, it's a confirmation. You were not invited to be impressed. You were revealed to be recognized. Every throne on earth bends to a higher order. No crown exists without permission from heaven. And when heaven decides to exalt someone, protocols break, traditions tremble, and kings become servants of prophecy. That's what this dinner was. Not luxury, legitimacy. Not fame, fulfillment. Luke 14 verse 10, friend, go up higher. Esther 2 verse 17, and the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight. These verses aren't distant history, they are living parallels. When heaven promoted Esther, empires shifted. When heaven calls you to rise, governments, systems, and unseen powers begin to rearrange around your name. Because favor is not random, it's relational. It recognizes its owner. And when heaven sets your table, the world can only respond with awe. Presidents may host, but heaven presides. Officials may prepare, but angels orchestrate. Every light, every sound, every plate of gold becomes a part of heaven's announcement. The chosen one has entered the age of recognition. This is not about pride, it's about prophecy. You are not being celebrated for ego, but for evidence, the evidence that divine order still governs human history. So when you see your reflection glowing differently, when doors open without explanation, when honor begins to find you where rejection once stood, know that the White House dinner was the symbol, not the start. You've already been written into the script. Now heaven waits for your answer. The invitation was divine. The seat is prepared. The only missing gesture is your response. You don't have to wear a crown to look royal. Your body already knows. It carries the posture of eternity, shoulders lifted, eyes calm, movements deliberate. You don't rush anymore, because divine timing never hurries. Every cell of you remembers where it came from. Heaven left its fingerprint in your bones. When you walk into rooms, the air changes temperature. When you speak, silence follows, not out of intimidation, but recognition. Your presence is not loud, it's lawful. Atmospheres submit to alignment when you appear. People may not understand it, but their spirits bow unconsciously. They feel something beyond charisma, something sacred. They feel order. Even light behaves differently around you. It softens. It glows as if honoring what it touches. Your reflection in mirrors carries a shimmer that wasn't there before. Not brightness, remembrance. The mirror is merely acknowledging the mark of heaven. There's a fragrance, too faint but unshakable. A mix of holiness and home. The scent of somewhere you've never been but always belonged. You carry it effortlessly, like a signature in the unseen. Heaven's favor reflects on your skin like candlelight on gold. When others see you, something in them awakens, a buried memory of what divine dignity looks like. They can't name it, but they can't ignore it. And your eyes, they've changed. They no longer plead, they proclaim. They no longer search, they see. Because royalty doesn't seek validation, it recognizes reflection. You are the embodiment of Psalm 45 verse 13. The king's daughter is all glorious within, her clothing is of wrought gold. Even your rest is sacred. You don't sleep, you recharge radiance. Every dawn you rise, the atmosphere takes note that purpose is awake again. You are not becoming divine, you are remembering divinity. When heaven honors someone, it marks the body to testify of the calling. Yours has already been marked, by grace, by glow, by God. This isn't about being served. It's about being seen, correctly. You were never called to chase spotlight, you were designed to carry presence. The dinner was not to inflate you, it was to reveal you. For too long, the world saw your pain but not your purpose, your survival but not your sovereignty. Heaven chose this moment so that even the highest seats of man would acknowledge the one heaven already crowned in secret. Understand this, royalty without revelation becomes vanity. But revelation turns royalty into responsibility. You were elevated not for applause, but for assignment. Every compliment is a confirmation, every open door a deployment. You represent heaven at earth's highest tables. When you sit, heaven sits. When you speak, policy bends toward prophecy. You're not just honored, you're activated. That's why humility and holiness must walk beside you. Because this level of visibility isn't reward, it's regulation. It's heaven's way of saying, now the world is ready to hear what you carry. So do not shrink to seem humble, and do not rise to seem powerful. Just stand where you've been placed. That posture alone is praise. This mission is not about luxury, it's about legacy. It's not about dining in gold rooms, it's about ensuring others know they were invited too. You are not here to impress earth, you are here to remind it that heaven still governs. And when you walk back from that table, the world won't remember the food or the speeches, they'll remember the stillness that followed your presence. The kind of silence that only destiny can command. The dinner is not upcoming. It already happened, in spirit. Heaven doesn't wait for Earth's calendar, it moves first, then lets the world catch up. You've already been honored. The decree was signed in eternity, not announced in news. While you were still wondering if you were seen, heaven was already rehearsing your arrival. The table has been set, the candles lit, the sound of destiny recorded in the archives of heaven. Now the earth replays what heaven already broadcast. The event you're stepping into is simply the replay of prophecy. This is why your heart has been restless lately. It's not anxiety, it's activation. Your spirit can feel the convergence, the unseen invitation becoming visible reality. Doors are not opening, they're revealing what was already unlocked. People are not suddenly noticing you, they are finally perceiving what heaven always endorsed. The dinner has already been held. The applause has already echoed. The announcement has already been made. Now, it's your turn to arrive. Step into this moment without hesitation. Because hesitation is disbelief wearing manners. Walk like prophecy has no patience left. Speak as though the world is late to your timeline. Time itself has bowed. The script has begun. You are living the scene heaven already filmed. You were never meant to beg for a seat. The world was meant to prepare one in your presence. For years they made you feel like an afterthought, invited late, seated far from favor. But heaven was never watching you fight for proximity, heaven was watching the room prepare for your arrival. The truth is unsettling, you were never eating at their table. They were eating before your eyes, so that prophecy could unfold exactly as written. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You are not the guest who got lucky, you are the purpose that demanded gathering. History didn't just include you, it revolved around your recognition. They once watched you fall, misunderstood, misnamed. Now they will watch you feast. Every whisper that mocked you will turn into silence, not out of guilt, but out of awe. You no longer enter rooms searching for belonging, you bring belonging. The table is sacred because you sat down. The conversation is blessed because you spoke. The air itself feels ordained because your breath carries assignment. You are not equal to the room is elevated by your existence within it. Power no longer intimidates you because authority recognizes its origin. You are heaven's honored guest, the visible proof that divine selection still interrupts human systems. You walk not with entitlement but with evidence, the evidence that grace outranks protocol. So lift your head. Straighten your shoulders. The banquet didn't happen to you, it happened because of you. And from this day forward, every table you sit at will remember that heaven once hosted earth, for you. When heaven honors you, earth begins to echo. The invisible starts leaving fingerprints on the visible. And suddenly, ordinary moments feel different, as though the divine has started whispering through the details. You might taste sweetness where there was none. Your morning coffee may feel richer, your food lighter, not because recipes changed, but because grace has flavored your reality. That's the banquet finding its way into your body. You're tasting the afterglow of prophecy fulfilled. You may begin to notice small shifts around you, people offering you seats without knowing why, strangers addressing you with unexpected respect, opportunities appearing where rejection once lived. It's not coincidence, it's confirmation. Mirrors become messengers. Look again, there's a glow you didn't put there. A softness, a depth, a new awareness behind your eyes. It's the residue of recognition. Even your reflection is testifying, you've been seen. You'll feel it in rooms too, the pause before people speak, the way conversation bends toward your tone. Atmospheres no longer challenge you, they comply. Because heaven already set the precedent, where you go, honor follows. Some days, it may come as peace instead of praise, a deep stillness wrapping you like gold cloth. Other days, it shows up in timing, a text at the right moment, a door that opens on cue. Tiny miracles disguised as coincidences, each one a trace of the White House dinner unfolding in real time. These are heaven's ways of saying, we haven't forgotten what was declared about you. The signs are not random, they are relational. They appear not to flatter, but to remind. You are walking proof that prophecy is physical. So don't dismiss the small things. They are pieces of eternity falling gently into your everyday. There are moments you watch prophecy, and moments you step into it. This is that threshold. The dinner was never about food. It was about alignment, heaven and earth meeting in one act of recognition. And now heaven extends that gesture to you. Confirm your seat. The table has already been prepared, the record already written. But heaven always leaves a space for response, a signature. Not because God needs proof, but because you need partnership. If you're ready to accept the honor heaven reserved for you, click Super Thanks and sow your $20 seed. It's not payment, it's your RSVP to heaven's invitation. 20. A small number to man, but symbolic in spirit. 2 tens, completion and witness. It means, what was declared in heaven is now confirmed on earth. This gesture isn't commerce, it's covenant. It tells the unseen realm, I heard the call, and I'm answering. It anchors your agreement in action, the language heaven always recognizes. As your finger touches the button, whisper, "This is my signature, Lord." I take my seat. Feel the stillness that follows. That's not emotion, that's recognition. The table acknowledges your arrival. The banquet is now complete. You didn't buy favor, you activated faith. You didn't pay for prophecy, you partnered with it. Let your $20 be the sound of your yes. The echo of your name in heaven's hall of honor. A receipt not of money, but of moment. Because sometimes the smallest gesture seals the largest promise. Every morning is a throne room disguised as dawn. When you open your eyes, heaven takes attendance, and the universe exhales. Because the one who carries divine appointment has awakened again. Begin each day with declaration, not doubt. Before you touch your phone or face the world, say aloud, "My table has been set." Those words realign everything. They remind time who you are, and they remind fear where it cannot enter. You don't wake up to chase blessings, you wake up to manage them. Dress as one who has been hosted by heaven. Not for vanity, but for verification. Royalty does not announce itself, it appears. Carry yourself with quiet certainty, your confidence is worship in motion. Speak with calm power. Every word you release should feel like a decree, measured, meaningful, merciful. When you speak, atmospheres take notes. Because heaven recognizes its own voice when it hears yours. Feed your soul with excellence. You are not meant to dine on gossip or mediocrity. Your diet, physical, mental, spiritual, must match your destiny. You no longer consume for comfort, you consume for continuation. Move slowly. Royalty never rushes, not because it's lazy, but because it already knows the outcome. Delay doesn't threaten you, it serves you. Everything arrives on divine schedule when you walk in divine posture. Practice gratitude as governance. Gratitude isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's how kings stay humble and how queens stay whole. Every thank you is another way of saying, I still remember who prepared my table. And when night falls, whisper again. Heaven, thank you for the honor. Tomorrow, let me reflect it well. Because this is more than lifestyle, it's liturgy. Every breath a prayer. Every action a reflection. Every day another course in heaven's unending feast. Father, thank you for the mystery of divine timing. Thank you for preparing the table of restoration, even when we were unaware it existed. Tonight, we acknowledge what heaven already finished. Let every chosen one who reads these words feel the gentle weight of destiny. Let them know they have already been seen, already been seated, already been crowned. Where shame once sat, let glory sit now. Where silence once lived, let songs begin to rise. We thank you for the table that stretches beyond marble halls, beyond politics, beyond borders. A table where humility and holiness dine together. A table that earth cannot cancel, because it was carved in eternity. Lord, let every false honor fade. Strip away the noise of imitation and restore the dignity of divine identity. Let the world recognize the reflection of heaven in the faces of your chosen. And may every meal from this day forward become communion, a reminder that we are seated in favor, not fighting for it. Let our voices carry calm authority. Let our hands steward blessings with integrity. Let our steps rewrite the atmosphere with peace. And may we never forget, you didn't just invite us to the table, you made us the reason the table exists. Amen.